Welcome to The Endpoints, a podcast from the A.L.S. Therapy Development Institute, where we talk to people in the A.L.S. community, from those living with A.L.S. and their families to A.L.S. researchers and fundraisers. I'm Gabrielle Bellitti, the Outreach and Community Engagement Specialist here at TDI, and I'm here with Mary Ann Singersen, who is the president and founder of A.L.S. Family Charitable Foundation, Incorporated. Thank you for talking with me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how this foundation got started and what made you become involved?
Sure. Okay, we're going way back now to 1996 when my family and I sort of received, the worst news you could get. My dad was diagnosed with A.L.S. So we went through his journey for almost about 2.5 years to the day. In 1998, he died. And it was shortly thereafter, I believe he died in January, and it was in May when I happened to be reading a TV Guide article, and it said that May was A.L.S. Awareness Month. So I thought to myself, okay, now it's time to do something. So I had called the Mass chapter of the A.L.S. Association, and they had hooked me up with this woman. Her name is Donna Jordan. She was doing a fundraiser, and her brother had just recently died of A.L.S. So he was, I believe, 38 years old when he passed away in April of 1998. So she was going to continue with the fundraiser anyway. It was in May. So I offered to help her. It was a battle of the bands that she was doing. We set up an appointment to meet, and I thought this would be a 30-minute, meeting. And 4 hours later, I walked out of her house, and one of the most amazing, bonds in my life was created with Donna. So she and I had decided that we were going to help patients. That's what we needed to do. So her brother, Cliff, had started a walk. He had done a walk in September of 1997, and he wanted the money to go to research with Dr. Brown at Mass General. So she told him she would continue that walk in his memory. So she asked me if I wanted to help her, and I said, oh my gosh, yes. And she said, we'll make it in memory of your dad as well. So we did that September of 1998, and we raised, I think we had about 400 people, and we raised about $40,000 for Dr. Brown. So that was exciting, and then we just kept it up. We went to work for about a year for the A.L.S. Association and kept each year. We did the walk. It got bigger and bigger. And then in 2001, her and I decided we needed to go out on our own and raise this money and primarily help patients. We also gave to research, but, we were under a lot of restrictions with the A.L.S. Association, naturally. So we said, okay, it's time. And that's what we did. In 2001, we started the A.L.S. Family Charitable Foundation, and we've been going strong ever since. So we're coming up on the 23rd year of our Cliff Walk. What we did along the way was we have formed patient programs. So we have 6 of those programs that help patients, and we also we're giving to research all along, and primarily to the A.L.S. Therapy Development Institute. So that's sort of our history.
Your mission statement is to provide patients and their families with the best possible financial and emotional support through their unique A.L.S. journey. Can you tell me a little bit more specifically about that mission and the services that you provide?
Sure. Okay. So our programs, we have the what we call the George Kerr Patient Fund, and a lot of people remember George. He was a patient called Papa G was pretty much his nickname, and that's how folks remembered him. So we decided that we wanted to start this fund, and this provides financial help to patients, things such as if they can't make a mortgage payment, rent payment, utility payments, those kinds of things that sort of hanging over people's heads. So we step in and we help out where we can. I think we've provided ramps here and there for folks, those kinds of things that just, families can just get caught up in and they can't make these payments. So we kind of step in and help out with that. We have a respite care fund, which is probably the most requested, and that's $2,000 a year for caregivers. So allow them a break from the challenges, of caring for our ALS patients. We have a scholarship program, and that's a $1,500 grant to offset the costs, obviously, of a college education for our families. We have the Heath Millward Vacation Fund, and that's requested a lot. That's a $2,000 grant, and it provides help with vacations, so families can sort of make those lasting memories. And in some cases, it's the last vacation the families take together, and they can celebrate their lives. We've also paid for family reunions if a patient can't travel, and we bring family to them. So that's been a wonderful, wonderful program for folks. We have the Jan Ferrara Getaway for a Day Fund, and that provides a patient or a caregiver with just a quick outing, like going to a spa for the day or tickets to a show in Boston that they can go to. And that could be just the caregiver uses it, or patient and caregiver. Our children's program provides funds for gift cards for holiday shopping, summer camps, and then just recently we sent out over $5,000 in gift cards to families for back-to-school shopping. We know that a lot of times the children sort of fall through the cracks in many ways in the things they need that are not real necessities. So this way that helps the families out a little bit. And those are the funds that we have. That's what we do with the money we raise.
No, that sounds great. I mean, it seems like you allocate your funds to like everything that an ALS patient and their caregivers would need, especially covering like mortgage payments and scholarships and summer camp and back to school. Like it's all things that are essential. It seems like a really awesome set of programs. I'm sure over the years you've helped numerous people. Is there any family or a specific story that kind of sticks out to you?
Wow, so many. We did have one family, as I recall, that unfortunately, their loved one had passed away, and they had no way to get two of their children here for their funeral. So we stepped in and we did that. We paid for the airfare for that. Mortgages. People are so afraid that they're going to lose their homes. And I mean, there's just been hundreds and hundreds of them over the years. And mostly when people contact us, it's because they're really in need. I mean, there are kids that, we realize that the $1,500 grant doesn't provide a lot of help, but, we have some families that just, it helps them pay for the books for their kids that, they struggle to find that money. Families, they've had a van that has broken down and, they're a handicap accessible van. They can't go anywhere. So we get in and we help pay for that for repairs. So there's just so many things that we've done. I can't, there's nothing that I can think of that, was hugely stands out. I mean, they're all so important.
Did you find that when your father was diagnosed that there was just like a significant gap in kind of these support systems, and maybe that's kind of why you kind of pushed to start this foundation?
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, there was nothing back then. Absolutely nothing. We were lucky. We were lucky. My dad was able to pay for the things he needed. But there's so many that cannot, and Donna and her family, Donna Jordan and her family, they were a perfect example of that. I mean, they really struggled to get help in for Cliff, and there was just nothing. There was nothing out there. I mean, wheelchairs didn't pay for anything. It has improved by leaps and bounds, as everybody now realizes. But yeah, back then, and that's one of the things Donna and I had talked about, how critical it was. And when we first started out, it was just the patient fund. That was the first thing we did. And then over the years, we've added all these different programs as we've raised more money and we've seen what the need was out there. Specifically the children's program. That was a program that we started helping for summer camps and dance lessons and those things that families struggled with. So that's how we were able to contribute that way. Vacations, of course. I mean, just providing a way for families to, make those lasting memories that they may not have had the money to do. So that's how we just went along from year to year saying, okay, what other need is out there now?
And it seems like a lot of the programs provide like a sense of normalcy for ALS patients and their families. How important do you think that that is to just kind of be able to go on a vacation or to, be able to go to summer camp or just kind of maintain that normalcy that ALS can take away?
Right. Well, we find that to be extremely important because it's just, just the everyday rigors that our families face. At least if we can step in and help, provide, as you say, some normalcy to things, that's huge for us. That's one of the biggest things, one of the biggest reasons we do that.
Absolutely. And out of all the programs that you can support or that you do support, can you tell me a little bit about why your organization chooses to support ALS TDI?
Well, actually, we started way back, as I mentioned, way back with TDI in the beginning. And, they just do amazing work. We love the Haywood family. We've been with Jamie every step of the way. And I just feel like TDI, there's I don't even know how many programs are out there doing research and studying, but I always kind of felt that our friends at TDI, if something's going to be found, it's going to be them that find it. So you guys are amazing, and we've always enjoyed working with you. And I think it's just where you folks started out. Jamie and his family started out way back at the same time we did. I think we sort of formed a family-type bond. We will always continue to support TDI.
Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you. So can you tell me a little bit about the upcoming annual Cliff Walk? It happens in September.
Yep. Yeah, I'd love to. It's coming up on our 23rd year. It is held it'll be Sunday, September 8th. It's always the Sunday after Labor Day, and we're holding it down at Scusset Beach in Sagamore. So it's a 7-mile walk along the Cape Cod Canal, beautiful walk, and that's followed by a cookout and live entertainment and all kinds of activities for the kids, raffles. Just a great, great fun family day. People get nervous when they hear 7 miles, and, we don't require anything. You can come and walk a quarter of a mile. You can just come and spend the day with us. We just ask that you do your best fundraising. And the walk is 3.5 miles down, then you turn around and come back. So it begins and ends in the same location, so folks don't have to worry about how am I going to get from one end to the other. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful event every year. We've had 1,500 people. We've raised $250,000, I think, was the most we've ever done in one day. But it goes out, it varies every year. But it's just, for us, it's just such a wonderful family day. So not only is the fundraising hugely important because this event is what funds most of our programs, it's a family day. And, we've been asked many times, can we bring our, from vendors, can we bring equipment, can we do different things to show folks what's out there? And honestly, every year I've said no, because I want this just to be about families. And so we just keep it strictly a family day.
So where can listeners find more information about your services?
Okay, at alsfamily.org. Our number is 508-759-9696. Or check us out, Facebook, Twitter.
And your motto is, until there is a cure, there is the A.L.S. Family Charitable Foundation. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to speak with us today. You have an amazing foundation that you've helped develop, and you should be very proud.
Yes, we are. We are. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. To hear more of the A.L.S. Therapy Development Institute's Endpoints podcast episodes, visit als.net/endpoints. Thank you so much, Mary Ann.
Thank you.